All right, family. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Gonna have a great show tonight. I remember. Let me make sure. Okay, I see the people coming in. All right, y'all come in the chat. Y'all know it's gonna be live tonight. Y'all see who's powerful weekend happening this weekend. Doc is getting ready for it. You hear me, Doc?
No, it very low. It
Oh,
became very thin.
okay. All right, let me move this
Oh,
closer.
much better.
All right, y'all. So let me, as usual, hit the like button. Let your family and friends know that we're live. And let me get to this quick commercial, and we'll be right back, family. All right. All right.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning feeling stressed. Sometimes I wake up feeling like I never slept. Sometimes I don't wanna wake up cause I'm depressed. But today when I woke up I felt blessed. Yes, I'm thankful I could breathe. Thankful for the breath, thankful for the heart beating in my chest. Superman S. I fell in love with life, not afraid of death. Fell in love with life, fell in love with sex. Sinner, I confess. I love my gold, melanated flesh. It absorbs, it protects like a bulletproof vest. I kill all my demons and then I ask who's next. I'm the son of Osiris, I'm coming for the suit test. Suplex, God is blood, God is great. I'm thankful for the food on my plate. I just ate mashed potatoes and steak. Victory is sweet, come get a taste. The flavor in your air is Big Mac with the bass. Been broke, can't break, got money in the bank. Every day someone dies, someone's born. Get a cake, set a date, get a suit, get a tie, get a date. God is always on time, never late. Celebrate, get in shape, meditate, levitate, elevate. Men destroy, men create, real women menstruate. And the sound I make emanates my light. And the song I sing celebrates my life. Celebrate your life, celebrate your life. Celebrate today, celebrate tonight. Celebrate your life, celebrate your life. Everything was dark, God invented light. Everybody celebrate your life, celebrate your life. Celebrate today, celebrate tonight. Accepted all my wrongs, celebrate the right. When I die, celebrate my death, see what heaven's got. I feel glorious, victorious. The metal dangle on my...
All right. All right.
Man, you got me grooving here,
I,
boy.
I got Doc grooving. I did it, y'all. I got Doc grooving.
Yeah, takes a while for me to get really grooving to the music of today. But y'all are bringing it back. You're bringing back what hip hop really was about.
Thank,
Definitely up in the spirits of the people instead of
indeed.
crushing it.
Indeed. Yeah, I appreciate the compliment, my brother. Welcome back, Doc. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back. Thank you for the kind invitation.
Mhm.
And always, this is one of the premier platforms in what I call the entire so-called metaverse, obverse, audioverse, videoverse, whatever.
Right.
This you've been bringing it, you and your fellow brothers, the warriors. I'm very happy and very proud of what you all have accomplished and what you all keep doing, and
Thank you.
keeping the integrity of the what we call the underground metaphysical community.
Thank you, my brother.
Mhm.
And we got an important day happening this weekend. I believe it's Sunday, right?
Yes, beloved. We have been getting a lot of requests of people who had to work that day, who were
Hmm.
out of town, and all this. And they said, well, could you please play it again, or to go over it again, or at least, when will it be ready? Will the recording be ready? Well, the recording is going to be ready. It's going to be put as part of the catalog to my new website, which is called Web and Archive, and it will be streamed for your convenience. A lot of my 11-hour workshops are going to be broken up into small segments, and each one of the segments are going to be very inexpensive to actually to access. So we don't want to make it too much of a stress on people, and the information that's out there, the ones that I've been doing for the last 10 years, as you know, a lot of the information is caught up. So a lot of the things that you will be looking at that may be 5 or 10 years old are relevant today. And I'm happy that brothers and sisters like yourself have been actually forwarding the message. And we're going to keep doing this as our elders, as the elders. We're going to keep doing this as long as we're able, but know that what's coming is going to be a crackdown on just this type of information. Everything that we are dealing with, the ones that they shut you down for because of me,
Mm-hmm.
the other stuff, all of that is going to be passe, because the very simplest use of certain words that they have not yet put into the AI or the algorithm. Pretty much, they're going to step up and put more words into that algorithm that is going to be in danger of shutting people like yourselves down. So the I say to people, please log in and join up to this brother's Patreon, because that's the place where we're going to be able to be real, and this brother can actually keep forwarding the message.
Indeed, indeed. Doc, before we get started in family, we're gonna do I just shared the link for this event in the chat, and is also in the description of this video. So you could get it from two different places. And I'm about to share a link. We're gonna do live Q&A tonight. So let me do this now. I'm gonna share the link for those who want to come on and ask Doc a question live. You're more than welcome to come on. I just shared the link in the chat. We're doing one question a person. Y'all know I like to keep the flow going smooth. Don't want it to get stagnant in here. And I know a lot of people want to ask questions, and we have a short amount of time tonight. So let's be respectful to Doc, his time, my time, and everybody else who wants to ask a question. Keep your questions short. We're going to do one question, and then we're going to keep it moving. We're going to have a good time tonight, family. Make sure you'll sign up for this weekend. It's going to be awesome. And before we get started, Doc, I wanted to ask you this because I was watching. Let me put this on a big screen. I was watching. What was that movie? Jupiter Ascending. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, yeah, I saw part of it and I fell asleep on it, but I saw the Jupiter ascending. It was nice, to what just get, Europeans just keep putting themselves in everything
Yeah.
that has to do with spirituality in the future. And the people that are actually working what they call Operation Looking Glass,
Mm-hmm.
the people who do The Simpsons are part of a government experiment in time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the Simpsons, they done made so many predictions, Doc. Oh man.
yeah. And what it is remember the Illuminati, whomever they call themselves, they need to tell you exactly what time it is, but the mode in which they tell it does not have to be exact. They
Mm,
can they can leak the information out to you, and if you are along, because we have a lot of decoders out there.
yeah.
The people are only catching up now because of what it is that the Simpson has been. They purposely allowed the Simpson to go on for nearly 10 or 11 years until they caught up with what the Simpsons were doing.
Mm,
And so now the Simpsons have been telling you exactly what's been going on. We're finally seeing that people are paying attention to them. But
mm-hmm,
what it is you remember, they know what the energy called karma really is.
mm-hmm,
They know that every action has a equal and opposite reaction. And that equal and
mm,
opposite reaction could come back on them unless they prepare the way. So if you have knowledge of what they have the ability to do or have been doing, and you're not taking any precautions or considerations to be the countermeasures to those, then they have no problem doing what they're doing because you have acquiesced or you have tacitly consented.
mm. Indeed.
They need your consent the same way
Indeed.
that they need your signature when they have to create money to give you a loan for
Mm,
money that does not exist.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So your consent, because you are the value, your body and your energy is what's used to actually run this economy. But
mm-hmm,
now the economy is, if you notice, the economy is going belly up. That's
mm-hmm,
why they have to eliminate so many people,
mm-hmm.
because they have to eliminate the debt. And who is the debt? You.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You gonna be talking about that the whole debt and the finances on
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, you're gonna
Towards the end, I'm going to be speaking about what you need to do with your finances right
uh,
now.
right.
And a lot of people have been playing games, and a lot of things have been coming out around what they call XRP and Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm,
And you see all of the super huge people like BlackRock and the rest of them have been,
mm-hmm.
and Wall Street have been building up Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, that's That's a farce, because their real money is going into the other forms of liquidity that will be used in the future. And those forms of liquidity are going to be on the blockchain, which is cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that are cryptocurrency that they're going to be using in order to deal with the debt and to put more liquidity into the system is XRP, XLM,
Mm-hmm.
XDC, and each one of these will be dealing with a different aspect of commerce
Mm-hmm.
and banking.
Right.
The banking system will be using XRP so that they can deal with interoperable commerce, as well as payoffs and channeling monies, trillions of dollars back and forth each day.
Mm-hmm.
XLM will be used by us as as a paying system that you will be in charge of,
Mm-hmm.
and XDC will be dealing with contracts and how you can deal with contracts cyberly, and
Mm-hmm.
how to keep up with those and so forth. And then there's of course there's IOTA, there's HBAR, there's Cardano,
Mm-hmm.
and these are my top seven
Mm-hmm.
because of what they have proven. And I would suggest to everyone to read the white paper for each of these particular programs so that you get a better idea of where you're putting your money.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right. Definitely look forward to Sunday and that part of Sunday, especially.
Hmm.
Let's get to some Q&A real quick because I see people filling up the back. We're gonna be on here about an hour. Doc's gonna be talking for 10 hours this weekend, so I don't want to keep him up too late. He's been doing a lot of promo lately, y'all. So
Yeah.
like I said, let's keep this to one question. Let's get to I see Danny's first. Danny, what is going on, Danny?
Hey,
Danny,
family.
all
Yeah,
right.
I noticed that. Hey, family.
How you
Hi.
doing?
Just want to say greetings and get to my question I had in the last show with you.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm a little nervous. I don't know why.
It's all
But
good.
hey, y'all. So I have a question. We were talking about like how water has memory. So I was like, wow. I wonder does like the other elements like fire or wind have memory also?
Yes, that's a good point. It's part of the word, and the word is something that you hear as sound, and sound is actually the reverberation of consciousness at a particular level or at a specific frequency. So your voice has a particular print that is unique in the universe. So as you begin to speak, you create a unique pattern, a unique signature in the atmosphere, in the waters above. And then those things are like you as a woman, you incubate life in water within you.
Mm,
So thoughts are incubated in the waters above as well. How strong they will become is based upon the intention that you placed on these thoughts, how much strength you put into it, how much attention, how much meditative concentration you placed in these thoughts. And what you're doing is you're growing this fetal energy into a particular situation, person, place, or thing. And
mm-hmm.
that's why you are a creator. You were created by a creator, so therefore you hold the DNA of the creator in
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Hey,
Um,
Danny, I appreciate the question. We got to keep it moving with other people tonight, but thank you so much. All right. Danny, you hear me? Oh, she's cutting in and out.
Hmm.
Let me see something's up with her camera.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, she's gone. All right, shout out to Danny with the question. Let's keep it moving to Kevin Gonzalez. Kevin, what's up, my brother?
Yo, peace, brothers, peace. How you doing?
What's
¿Cómo
happening, bro?
está bien, papi?
So my question is, today in my reality, where I stand, my wife is the one who is working, and I'm proud of her. She's gone a long way. She makes enough for us to continue, you know, having our environment exist in the way it does with bills and whatnot. While I stay at home with my kids, here we are eating dinner, listening on into the episode. And as I'm sitting here, my question is this would this be a form of the balancing of both sides of being, the the feminine part and the masculine as well, those two energies. Would this be an example in my reality of those things balancing? And I'm continuing on the side with my own stuff, building content, partnering with people, but also bringing out a message to the people. But besides that, like again, my main question is my by me doing my due diligence and my duty as a father here at home right now, am I balancing those scales?
You're
Is
doing
that
what
what
you
you call it?
yes, you're doing what you're supposed to do as a good man. You don't need to actually make any excuses or think you need to have excuses in order to do what you have to do to take care of your family. I had to do the same thing, but I actually worked from my home. And what she's doing is supporting you so that you grow and take over from her when the time comes. So I know that you're not going to just sit idly and let her work. You're doing something that you're going to do to work so that you can stop her from working to come home and be the mother that she was actually created to be. So don't there's no shame in it, brother. Right now everybody's in survival mode. And whatever it is she's doing, she's a good woman. She's doing what she needs to do, just like you're doing what you need to do. And the most important thing right now are those seeds that you are growing in the soil of what you have as your convictions. Those convictions are the soil. Those children see what it is to cooperate, what it is to be a good man and a good woman. So have no fear, don't be shamed. You're doing exactly what is necessary. I applaud you, by the way.
Thank,
Thank
thank,
you, thank
thank,
you.
thank you for coming on, Kevin.
Peace, peace.
Peace, my brother. All right, let's once again, family, make sure you sign up this Sunday. I'm gonna share the link. Let me put this link up because we're all getting ready. They had the Super Bowl last Sunday, so we gotta have our Super Bowl this Sunday. We gotta have our event. We gotta have our event this
Yeah,
Sunday.
but we're not gonna be phony. We're not gonna script anything
Oh
other
yeah,
than the truth. You know
oh
what I mean by that, right?
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. February 18th at 2 p.m. is going down. Just share the link. Let's keep it moving. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Tanithia Sky Goddess. I appreciate it. Let's keep it moving with my brother Freedom Culture. Freedom Culture, what's happening, my brother? What's your question?
What's going on, brother Rich? How you doing, brother Valentine?
How you doing, brother?
My question is, I simply wanted you to, can you expound on what the currency of our attention is worth?
It's a good one. The currency of your attention is what it is that moves the entire planet forward. And that's why they want it so badly. And that's why you pay so unconditionally. Your attention is no longer conditional. It's unconditional, which is why it doesn't give you anything. When your attention becomes conditional, it means you become more focused. It means that you have a purpose, and that purpose is not being interfered with. There are no jamming signals or frequencies against it. And your intention and your attention are working together to move you forward against all the obstacles that the beast will put before you. And so I applaud those who actually are asking questions on this level because the mind is where they're attacking. That's where the war is going to take place. They already told you that we do not fight against men. We fight against principalities in high places. They talk about high places, they're talking about higher frequencies. So when you have that type of attention, brother, and you're dealing with the attention and you're sparsely giving it out, and when you give it out in small pieces. You do not open up yourself completely to the type of nonsense that's going on. Make sure that the money that you pay, that you call the psycho-spiritual currency that you pay with your attention, make sure that you are getting back what that attention has actually been released for. In other words, when your attention is being given, when you're paying it, what are you receiving back? Make sure that whatever you're receiving back is worth it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thank
the
you.
question, my brother. Take it. All right, peace. All right, let's keep it moving. We started off great so far, y'all. We started off great. I could just imagine how the workshop is gonna be. This Rico, your device is not connected, Rico. So I gotta keep it moving to Razor Sharp. What's happening, brother?
How you doing? How you doing? First, just want to say thank you
All
to
right.
both of you. And my question is, so I'm extremely sensitive to all energies, everything around me. I've been dealing with this for a while. I do acupuncture, I do qigong, you name it. So, as I went into a deep dive, I was told by someone who's currently kind of like a life coach for me. He said that non-physical beings sometimes travel through power lines. I'm just wondering if this is something you've ever heard about, or if there is any truth to it, or because I'm in the process of moving and I bought all this feng shui books and I'm trying to figure things out. So just seeking
Yeah,
some advice.
yeah, that's a good question. This very thing that you're doing right now with me is non-physical. So non-physicality can travel through any forms or medium of constraint energies. In other words, if I have a wire that conducts energy, thought is energy, different types of ideas are energies, they permeate the atmosphere. So anything that you have as an electronic device that consolidates energy into specific patterns for communication, you can have entities that can actually align themselves with that energy, and that's why you have to be very careful about the words that you intone in your mind while you're listening to the music, especially. The music is definitely a place where they are actually using demonic frequencies to open up certain ideas that they're placing in the atmosphere, in the waters above you, so that you are now through precipitation, through consciousness, they call precipitation. You are, it says precipitation and condensation. Those two things that you see that happen in waters happen in ideas as well.
Hmm.
So, since you are in water, condensation of thought and consciousness, precipitation of thoughts and consciousness are the same. You can actually intone demonic frequencies or frequencies that I will speak about tomorrow on Sunday that cause your energy, cause your whole reality to spiral downward into the lower frequencies, into the lower chakras. And that's what they're doing with the music. They're using demonic frequencies to offset the higher frequencies that would open your first eye. So yes,
Thank
you're on point with that. I would be very careful about the signals that you allow into your home and into your brain and into your house, into your TV, into everything. Get yourself, and I say this before we go, get yourself a there's this blanket that you can get. It's a little expensive that you could put over your TV, like what I put over my TV, what I put over my computer, that blocks out any energies that they can actually reverberate through your TV while it's off.
God. All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you,
Mhm.
my brother. All right, peace. All right, all right. Let's keep it moving to my brother David. Well, I ain't see you in a while, man. What's going on, Dave?
Yeah, what's going on with you? Hope y'all doing well. Really good to see y'all.
Doing great, my brother. I like that. What's your question, my
I
brother?
appreciate you. Yo, my question is that just by doing some clearing work and you doing a lot of shadow work and you just, in those places where you kind of, well, not kind of, but you are expanding. What is the best way? Because I think I'm having a hard time with this to integrate that old person or the old persona that you kind of created, because that persona you created protected you, was there for you, but now that it's not necessarily needed the way that it was needed, you need something, you're a new person and that kind of thing. How do you integrate that, or what's the best way to integrate that, or some suggestions to integrate that to everything else you want to do moving forward?
Well, that's because you're looking at it as two separate things.
Right.
It's not. When you think that you're moving from something old into something new, all you're doing is refining yourself.
Hmm.
We live in a place where duality exists. So we have a tendency to deal with things in dual purposes. They're not. It's all one thing.
Right.
And when you come out of the fact that it's actually a movement within your own developing consciousness, you
Hmm.
don't see it as something separate from what you were before as old and something that is new. All I see is refinement.
Mm. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. I like that question, David. I really like that
Yeah,
one.
good question.
Appreciate y'all. Hey, y'all keep doing your thing, yo. Keep blessing us
You,
and keeping us, ahead of all the different games and tricks. So
you,
appreciate y'all.
you,
Love
uh,
it.
you coming to the workship on Sunday, Dave?
I gotta work and my daughter's gotta dance, so I won't be able.
Hey, It's all good. It's all good. But I'll see you next time. I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Y'all take care.
All right, peace. All right, let's keep it moving. We got a UBU Studios. What's happening, my brother?
Man, what's up, Rich and Doc? How y'all doing?
All
All
right.
right, brother, looking like what's his name, Redman.
Oh, word. Say, Doc, man, whatever, man. Say, bro, I got nothing but love for you, bro. I've been rocking with you for years. Rich, thank you for this platform, my brother. Everything is organized to the T, exactly like I would expect nothing less from you, my brother, for real, for real. But look, Doc, this is my question right quick, right? I really want you to get into them demagogues, you feel me?
Oh,
Ethereal, Ariel,
mm.
Medusa, and Stano, you understand?
Yeah,
And
I would not be able to do that because it will go too deeply into what it is that got this brother knocked off the air the last time. So
Mm,
I don't mind doing it, but in the Patreon, I might be able to do that. But
mm.
if I start doing Medusa and dealing with the Gorgon and the whole 9 yards, then I have to put it into what's happening today and
Wow.
how they are using it and weaponizing that particular factor today at the microscopic level. So,
Yeah.
right, that's it.
right, so I'm registered for the seminar this weekend. So we going over that.
No, well, I'm going to touch it based on the superconscious. I'm not going to get down into the minutia of it, but when I do have my my webinar, the Web and Archive webinar coming up, then they definitely that particular one that I did, which I believe what was it called, Blood Wars.
Mm.
That's what that came out in Blood Wars. If you remember Blood Wars.
Yeah. So Doc, if you can't answer them questions, then I'm gonna ask the general public one because I know Rich got it popping with at least 2,000 people in here. You feel me?
Yes.
People want to know. People want to know about the XRP and the XLM. You feel me?
Oh
What's
yes.
up? What's up with the hacking with the XRP? Right?
Yeah.
And what's going on? You know, because I know that's going to be the new thing going forward in the future. I just
Mhm.
really wanted you to like expound on that and get the people up to date on that because we got a lot of bread in the XLM, the XDC, the ADA, right? The H bar, you heard me,
All right, brother.
and,
You
and
on it now? You on
that
the people? Mhm.
and a quant. So I just wanted you to
Yes.
spill the beans on that a little bit. You feel me? We could touch on that without getting our brother Rich with the algorithms, with the AI intelligent alarm system ringing off. You feel me?
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm glad that you're doing this, that you're doing this for your family because what you're doing is time traveling. You're living in the future right now, and you are setting your future now. You are plowing the soil for your future and for your family. I could tell you that don't go for the FUD, what they call fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Right now, it's going to be real deep because those who don't want you to actually to profit from what's getting ready to go down. They want to maintain you in that slave mode. This is taking you outside of that. You're going to have to sit. This is a long journey. This is something that they want to flesh you out. They're going to put all kind of garbage out. They're going to say, "Oh, why is it that XRP ain't rising with Bitcoin, for example?" And Bitcoin who's buying up Bitcoin? Nothing but the people who's playing the game at that level. You can't really buy Bitcoin now because the damn thing is $40,000 for a coin. Who got money for one coin? You don't. So what you're doing is they're playing games. They're playing at an elite level that you can't play in, and they're making you believe that that's where the worth is because it's worth so much money. But it is not the future. The very thing that I did in one of my webinars when I spoke about who it is that Satoshi Nakamura was, the very word Satoshi Nakamura comes down to being Central Intelligence in Japanese. That's what it means. So Satoshi is not really a person, it's a group of people who created Bitcoin to circumvent the happening of World War III because of what we're dealing with as far as the currencies are concerned and what's getting ready to go when they start the banks start taking your money and you can't get access to it. So what I'm saying to you right now is make sure that you deal with gold, silver, copper, and platinum. The gold is God's money. Silver is the queen's money that you're talking about. These are the 2 and 3 and 4 different properties of wealth that they call God's money. Get those and put those aside because gold getting ready to hit 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 7,000, 10,000. Why? Because they need to deal with the quadrillions. They need the worth for the dollar to go up. So what's going to happen is once XRP is put into the system, all the money that they're holding for the rostro dostro, when all the money that each one of the banks around the world are holding in order for it to do a business, all that money is going to come back to them. In other words, I'm here in the United States. I want to send money to Switzerland. Switzerland needs to hold US dollars in order to be able to verify the transaction. Once the cryptocurrency gets into it, that money is going to come back to us. That money is going to come back and be part of the liquidity necessary to do business transcontinentally. So yeah, I would say put your money aside, get your crypto, sit on it like an egg ready to hatch. Don't go. Oh my God, it's dropped down to 40. Oh my God, it's going all the way to 57. Sit on it and wait. This is a waiting game. That's all I can say to you right now.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha, Doc. Much love, man. Blessings to you.
Peace, my brother. Yes,
sir. Thank you, Rich, bro. I appreciate you, bro. I love y'all both.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All
right. Let's get to shout out to that brother right there. Let's get to the next question. Who's this? Dr. Zach Caxo. I don't know if I said that right.
It's Chuck Cachocho. Greetings. I'm contacting you from the rainforest of the Yucatan. We call it the Yakutanai, but you all call it the Yucatan rainforest. And I had a question for Dr. Valentine. Here in my homeland, a lot of the information exchange is a lot more organic, less human centric, more ecocentric. Ecocentric in a sense that there's a deep understanding that we are a part of a system, a web, a mycelium mandala, an organic internet as opposed to a human-centric based understanding of a lot of the sciences and things that I see being exchanged on this channel and other channels. And I would like to see what you have to say about that as far as the ecosystems, the fact that abundance is perpetual within nature, and the fact that they're trying to have us focus on a scarcity mind to keep us locked into a specific matrix that they are in full control of. Thank you.
Well, what I could say to you in the old Mayan, Ivamaya Maho, I am another yourself. And I understand exactly what you're speaking about. The Mandelas that used to be put down, especially by the people that call themselves the Navajo, that was the way they communicated. The specific Mandelas would then speak to them based upon if you look at your particular sigil that you have there, that sigil is a programming. That programming there that you put up there is causing the intonation of certain frequencies that bring about a certain set of information that is picked up on the subtle levels of the consciousness of each human being. So yes, we communicated with trees. I grew up in the bush. I knew about the fact that communicating with trees and how trees communicated with you, how the birds talked to you based upon how the wind spoke to them. I understand that we had our own Wi-Fi system, and that Wi-Fi system was nature itself. We knew how to speak and plug into it, and those Mandelas that you see there was one of the ways that we plugged into her Wi-Fi system. So yes, everything that they're trying to do is to get you out of that matrix and put you into what they call there's the Wi-Fi that they're placing around you right now is a kind of matrix that they want to take you out of and place you in it. And to place you in that matrix, the matrix that they control is the AI system. The AI system is to take over the natural system that you're dealing with, the one you're talking about. That AI system is creating a virtual reality. That virtual reality is the reality that they want you to step away from your reality, the true reality, and step into the AI that has created the reality they want to control. And the system over the last 2 or 3 years and what they did to those people worldwide, based upon what we see as the lockdown that came about, That was to get you prepared for and to become, uh, I guess, dependent upon the new system that they put in place. And the AI has been making templates of you. They took your energy signature because each person has a neural energy signature that is completely unique to them. And that neural energy signature, that electrical system that runs through your body, has a pattern that is unique to you. The AI now knows that pattern and is building a entity that matches your pattern, that looks like you, sounds like you, and acts like you. They're creating a whole other reality. That's why they're conditioning you to get in behind these gargles and get into that world, because that's the only world that they're going to be right now, that they actually want you to be in. They want you comfortably numb because they don't need your work anymore. They don't need you plowing fields. They have machines. They don't need you manning computers. The computers man themselves. They don't need organic bodies. They need to get rid of as many of them as possible so that they can have their own utopic world, which is not with you, in other words.
Hey,
Thank you.
yeah, indeed, I appreciate your question, my brother.
Thank you.
All right, peace.
Sorry it took so long. I had to get, because he had a very good point about the fact that we had a system of communication with the spirit.
Indeed, you see, you brought it up, Doc. So you ain't messing with them Apple goggles at all, huh? The Vision Pro.
No. That's the conditioning process to get your mind to create certain synapses. When you put those on, your brain is using the materials that create specific neural ganglia that creates the memory patterns in your brain. So when you become conditioned by the lights and all the different things that are in the virtual world, they're actually giving your brain information that you don't know that you're getting. And that information is actually forming a whole different ganglionic matrix inside of your brain that they're going to tap into with the 5G, 6G, 7G, 10G, all the way up. All of these different ways, these different ways that they're dealing with technology is to get into the electrical system that runs your consciousness. Once they get that and tap into that, they can always manipulate the way you think and what you think.
Ooh, wow. All right, let's keep it moving. Where the sisters at? I noticed I got a lot of brothers in the back, and I guess the sisters be shy sometime to come on camera. But let's keep it moving. We got Jonathan next. Jonathan Crawford.
Hello.
I'm hearing an echo, Jonathan. You have anything on that?
Can you hear me now?
Check. Yeah, no, I'm hearing echo. Check. Yeah, it's something with your system when you put it on mute. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, something. We got Barry Tone Jones. What's going on, Barry?
Hey, what's good, guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you good.
What's happening? What's happening? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Appreciate y'all for letting me onto the platform and everything that y'all have done in y'all's whole career in the first place. Very, very grateful. OG, I was wondering if you could speak on some advanced grounding tips as we move into this very, very crazy technological advances.
Good point. Get yourself a Faraday cage and begin to create Faraday cages. All right? The Faraday cage is a way
How you spell Faraday?
Faraday. Faraday cage. That's how you protect all your electronic instruments and how you protect yourself against the type of frequencies that they're going to be using to somnambulistically intone and embed frequencies that have specific types of information and different ways that they're going to control you to make you believe that the thoughts that you're thinking belong to you, and they don't.
So how do you use that when grounding? Because brother,
the Faraday cage is what you put around your bed. They have different types of. You can look it up online. There are people that are actually working it. You could put your cell phones in it. You could put all of your. In fact, there are people now, very smart people who are building homes now that are actually building it into the walls, so that they can't actually. They have these beams that they can shoot and see your outlet and see your sign, see who you are, see who's inside, and so forth. The Faraday cage definitely takes you out of that. There's other people who put it into their shoes, who have it in the inside of the soles of their shoes, and they have it in their coats and shirts, and put it in their hat. They even have Faraday hats so that they can't mess with
Oh,
your.
Powerful. Hey, brother
no, I
Barry, I
never
want
heard of it.
indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question, my brother.
For sure.
You
Y'all
hear me?
stay up. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's see if Rico got his. Rico, are you there, Rico?
Peace and blessings. Can y'all brothers hear me?
Yes, sir.
All praises, all praises. So as far as all of this mind reading technology, is any of it correlated with the test that they were administering for that so-called plague the past few years? And if this is something,
We're not talking about that, brother. Do you have another question?
no, I will buy a ticket for the event. Thank you.
Appreciate it, my brother. All right. Yeah, we got to move strategic and be smart, family. Phil's going to discuss all of that on Sunday at the workshop, but let's make sure we keep this this particular talk up, because this is a real good one and it's important. And we got to protect this channel as well. Let's get to Royale Obey. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Peace, peace, peace.
How y'all doing?
All
Peace. Thank you for having me on. I just had a question. When I was young, I had a dream that I was flying through the air and I was going through the clouds, and there was like a field around me. I couldn't see all the way around me, but from my perception, it was all around me, and it kind of looked like how kaleidoscopes look when you look at the kaleidoscope and you're changing it. And when I started awakening and I started like doing meditation and sun gazing and different things like that, I started seeing that same field in this reality. Do you have any idea what that could be?
Well, inside of your eyes are water, and they carry specific color variations in the form of particles. And they deal with the color variations that you see. Sometimes what happens is they don't coalesce into the natural colors that you see around you. And when you meditate, they tend to disperse and become individual. So that kaleidoscopic energy that you're feeling around you is essentially what it is your brain is actually expressing, because the meditation that you're actually in is not focused. It's not concentrating on anything at this point. So when your brain begins to concentrate, remember, your brain is what actually consolidates reality. Reality would fly apart. So the specific particulates, the particles that create the reality that you are seeing, you're now saying, okay, I no longer want to deal with this world. I don't want to deal with the specific the firmness of this world, what makes this particular thing a thing. So in your meditation, you're no longer you're not consolidating reality. What you're doing is you're causing what reality is comprised of to just go, give me the contents of what you are comprised of. And that's where you start seeing all these colors. And those colors essentially are there for you to be able to use them to consolidate a reality. Very few people can actually do that, to consolidate the reality that you want for the future. That happens in sex as well. When you have a woman that's working tantra with you, you can do that because then you are dispersing everything and you're focusing it on just pure energy that you're raising from your kundalinis. At that point, she can actually hold on to a vision while she's going through orgasm, and that vision becomes imbued with her energy, and you've created a baby energy, a baby signature in the atmosphere that can come to life, that can come real.
Awesome.
You know,
Hey,
Wow.
did I answer your question, my brother?
I would
I appreciate it.
I would like to see you take notice. I'm not no aspersions, but NASA, what you're looking on your chest right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to. You and I would have to talk about what that is, and the repping of what that actually means, because that's going to be an impediment to the freedom that your mind seeks, because they're there to make sure it stays in lockup.
Mm.
I hear you.
Just be
All right.
careful, beloved. Just be careful, beloved. Just want you to know that.
Okay. Thanks for the
I
question.
know. I appreciate you.
Peace, brother. Peace. Doc, we might have to. Doc, I'm gonna give you a call. The next Patreon I do with you, I think I want to do it on Tantra. That'll be fire. That'll be
love to do that. I did a whole thing. One of my lectures on there from back in the 90s.
I think I vaguely remember that you back in. Yeah, we need an up to date version. I'm gonna call you. I know you got a lot going on this weekend. I'll call you next week and try to set something up for later in the week.
Sounds like a plan.
Y'all heard it here first. Me and Doc got a new Patreon coming late next week, y'all. Oh, I can't wait for that one. Let's get to the next caller. We got my brother Dean. Dean, I ain't see you in a while. What's going on, my brother?
How you doing, brother Rick?
I'm doing great. What's happening?
Oh, he's frozen.
Yeah, you frozen.
My
Dean.
headset going out.
Oh, here it is. There you are.
Yeah, Dean, yeah. Your audio, I can't hear you.
It's a shame. I hate when this happens.
Yeah.
People really have been waiting to come in.
And
Yeah. Oh, here you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, beautiful.
All right.
There was something you said. Thank you for taking me in, Brother Rich. Dr. Valentine, it's always a pleasure just to listen. There was something you touched on the other night, Brother Rich, and you were talking about Bobby Hemmett. And it's funny because I was actually watching a lecture that he did, and he talked about this transitional point. And he was like, he felt like he was going crazy. And he said, he described him snapping on you and going off on you, and he called you back. But I remember that, and I think I'm going through this dark night of the soul. And I had to question me. I had to question my ego, and I had to question myself. But I found something profound where I was like, it's something that I think we unconsciously do because we have a savior complex. And I understood something that was so important was that ain't nobody coming to save you, and you really got to save yourself. And however I had to wake up my soul, I had to wake it up.
Okay. Yeah.
He's frozen now. He's frozen.
Yeah. If I could just.
Yeah. Dean, if you could ask the question, because you keep coming.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, what when you see these solar flares and you relate it to yourself and all these changes in the atmosphere, do you go into your place of, okay, these solar flares are making a change, I need to change with it? I'm reading this book like ISIS.
Okay, I understand the question, and I think that as I was speaking to the beloved brother before you about that NASA and the entire way that they have given you a specific narrative about the reality of our world. Solar flares are actually a cleansing mechanism that the sun gives off in order to purge the atmosphere of thoughts that would cause certain types of energies to actually wreak havoc on this planet. We're talking about what's getting ready to go down, where they talk about hurricanes and volcanoes. All of these, the solar flares, the sun, you have to stop looking at the sun as something 95 million miles away. It's not 92 million miles away. That's nonsense. The sun is about maybe 5,500 miles in the air. It is not circling. We're not circling it. It's circling above us. And what it is we are in a gigantic cyclotron. I see behind you that you have a lot of schematics, which means that your mind is one that regulates and works to deal with solutions at the microscopic level. So I can actually address you at that level. The sun essentially is there to not only give the cyclotron, the movement that you see there, the electromagnetic field that we're working on. It is there to actually manage the electromagnetic field that we're using, that we call our atmosphere. It's there as a computer to make sure that it monitors the life forms on the planet, and whatever it is that is going to disturb that, every time a certain level of time comes around, and they can actually say that they can look at the sun and say, oh, here comes a flare, get ready for the flare. The flare is the way that the consciousness that created the sun cleanses the atmospheres and prepares the atmosphere for what is new. It is not bad, it is good.
That's what I felt that. I felt like it's a communication, and I'm taking it as information.
Yes.
It's going through the earth, and the
Indeed.
earth is, our frequencies are changing. The
In
human
your
resonance
breath.
is changing.
In your breath. You have to understand that what it does is it permeates the atmosphere as the solar energies that you see permeating the waters of life. That light that you see coming through the atmosphere, that atmosphere is water. And what you're dealing with is programming information. This is light code transmissions. That's what the sun flares are. Some come, there are certain transmissions that are already there that just give you them in a very benign manner. And then there's abrupt changes that are necessary that the sun gives out, and all of a sudden things start happening. Okay, that's the marginalization. Do not fear that, because they want you to fear it. They want you to think that all the communications get messed up. Yeah, but what's been communicating through those lines? What kind of hate and crap and pornography and all child molesting and all this kind of stuff that's been communicating through those lines? The sun flares are there. That's your Jesus wreaking havoc against the so-called the people in the temples, the so-called people in the temples.
Wow.
What is the temple? The temple is the corporate entities that are out there feeding up all this crap to our people. So your Jesus is one is just knocking out communications that do not serve the better good.
No.
So I would say to you that you're on point the way you look at it. Your sun and your moon are the electric and the magnetic. It is a gigantic cyclotron, a gigantic battery. And the movement of both of them above are what's keeping what you call the energy alive. Everything is dealing with movement. And so therefore your thoughts now have to move within synchronicity for what is planned for the human race for the next 25 to 100 years. And the sun is preparing us for that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Dean, I want to thank you for your question, my brother. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Always good. Always a pleasure.
All right, brother.
Thank
Peace. Doc, you're giving some great answers tonight to all these questions. I'm definitely enjoying just sitting back and learning. Shout out to everybody who came on with the questions. Once again, family, before we continue, we probably got about 15 minutes left. Like I said, Doc's going to talk for 10 or more hours on Sunday. So Doc needs his rest leading up to the event. But I want to make sure I plug this event again before the end of the show. Make sure y'all tune in. It's this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Aristocracy of Evil, the Redux constructs of the new old order. It's gonna be fire, family. It's gonna be fire. Anything you want to add on before we continue with the Q&A, Phil?
Yeah, just what you say, that if they're having any problems, they can go to, I don't know if you posted the rest of the information with the Sanu777 at Gmail. If they're having any problems with registering, just send a request to my email, Sunu, SUNNU 777 at Gmail. Send that request, but make sure that in the subject box you put in all capital letters webinar. And that way I will send you directly from my email the registration link. Also, if you're looking for consultations or any kind of help dealing with problems that you can't have your job unless you know what, then you can get in contact with me at 800-847-1291. That's 800-847-1291.
All right. Let's keep it moving. Make sure y'all sign up this Sunday. It's going down, family. It's going to be an amazing event. Let's keep it moving. Who we got next here? We got Sienna the Superior. Sienna the Superior. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. I don't know if I have a question so much as I just want to share and get feedback. So I'm in a situation where I live in the inner city, and there's a lot of gun violence out where I live, and a lot of these people I do or did know. And I felt like over the years I've been living here, since I have been actively doing altar work and shadow work, I feel like on the spiritual side, my light is like the brightest. And it makes me feel like these spirits make their way to me. And I have experimented, and I felt like my ancestors guided me to do so because for practice and for experience. But what happened was I ended up like creating this spiritual army. So much to I had to take and create the different war elements that they're used to and put it into a separate altar in the garage because the garage is not connected to the house. So to me, the garage represents like abstract thoughts. So I put that altar out there to kind of free up some space in the home because it was like a lot going on, and I could feel that it was chaotic, although I was navigating in I say I was handling it pretty well because I wasn't in danger or anything like that. It was just more so me interacting with the chaos that they were used to. And so my question is, how can I, like, what type of ritual or spell could I do in order for them to begin more so protecting the neighborhood? Like, I don't know if I should be putting more energy at the trees, or like, will that help? Or like, is there a bigger entity that's kind of keeping this area on the level that it's at?
Well, the first thing, I've worked with energies through a method they call sorcery. And my first question, or my only question to you is, if you are going to be spelling, what entity are you serving? And what entity are you calling upon in order for you to have favored results?
The entity that has been, what I personally feel like that has been trying to pull this energy out of me is Santa Muerte. Yeah.
You're talking about the sigil of death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if you're dealing with the sigil of death, then what you're doing is strengthening the very energies that are around you. That's happening at this moment. You have to look to light.
Mm.
You're not dealing with the light. The darkness is here. You don't feed the darkness with one who brings the darkness, because he closes the eyes of the world. He closes the eyes of the light of the world to people and brings them into his amenti, as it's called. So you want to bring light where the darkness is. You don't want to bring darkness to where darkness is. You're only enriching and doing his job.
So would you say that the Virgin Mary is the better option?
Yes, you want to deal with something that has to do with light. You have to deal with one who contradicts the darkness, one who works against the darkness. And I don't mean just darkness that you see when you turn out the lights. I'm talking about the light within. I'm talking about enhancing the light within, which means that people begin to understand the responsibility for their actions. And you have,
Reflection.
yes. And the reflection is mirror magic is what's best for you at this particular time. Have you tried that?
That's crazy. I That's crazy that you say that. I'm looking at a mirror right now, and then I have another um mirror right behind it, and I haven't really tapped into the mirror magic yet. And but I know that to me, how they present themselves to me, the Virgin Mary and Santa Muerta, they are a twin to me because I'm a Virgo, and but I have a Gemini moon, so that's the twin. And I was always kind of teeter tottering back and forth with both of them, but
But your nature, beloved, your nature is one with the Virgin Mary. You're not dealing with the masculine energy properly. The
okay.
masculine energy is actually superseding the one that you're supposed to be using, which is your feminine energy, and you're not using that to the fullest extent. You have to step back and actually examine where your focus and your attention is, especially when you intend to do magic. It's a very, very delicate thing. You are actually manipulating forces. I've done that, and I've dealt with the payment that it's nothing free. It's not free. You have
Right.
to pull from something in order for you to actually have something happen, and then the universe calls for balance. So I would suggest that you extol the feminine energies in Ma'at, in Ast, in Heteru, and these energies that are feminine in their nature, Yamaya, and these are the energies that are your power. These are your power. The other energies are not your power. You're just enhancing their energy by giving up yours.
That makes complete sense.
See, and I appreciate the question and the call, my sister.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Peace. All right, let's keep it moving. We got here. We got Troy Benz. Troy Benz, what's happening, brother?
There we go. Thank you very much, Brother Phil, Dr. Phil, and Brother Rich for taking my call. Brother Valentine, some of us live on the other side of the world and would love to attend your webinar. So I hope in the future there's an opportunity for us. The question that I had for you is this. What would you say to the people who are starting to feel more tapped in, starting to feel a separation from the herd? Dreams are becoming more vivid, and the ringing in our ears, we're starting to hear it more often. What would you say to these people who are starting to feel some of the upgrades?
I say open up and surrender to it. These are downloads that are attempting to find those who have been chosen. Essentially, we once our focus and our attention is away from the herd, as you say, you become one of the chosen. Because this is something that you don't do very easily. You look around you and see how many people are lost. Just imagine you through the filter and the attention that you've placed on yourself in reference to the world. Just imagine that. That's your initiation process that you're taking into consideration. And as far as you coming to join me from the other part of the world, I invite you to think about joining my spring semester coming up in metaphysical psychology, because that's where I do most of my help to the brothers and sisters in preparation for what's getting ready to come down. They go through their initiation process through that particular course. So if you want to, you can go to uksnow.org. That's U as in United, K as in King, S as in Science, NOW.org, and just click where it says registration. Fill out the form, and in the last box, just put down registering for spring semester MPSY 1 2024. And then if you join us, it's a 3-month course. We have 6 classes. You get to keep the recording. You get to keep the PowerPoint. And I would suggest that if you want to know any real deep parts, thank you very much, King. King Simon, thank you, beloved. If you are seriously want to get into, I've had superstar football players, basketball players. I've had superstar singers. Earth, Wind, and Fire were my friends. These are the people that I know that I had. That their sons were my students. And I'm saying to you, there's everybody out there. I would really suggest that if you do have the finances to come to the classes, I haven't changed the amount for the course for the last 25 years. It's the same. So if you want, I would suggest that you look it up. We're starting our new semester on the 23rd of March. If you are really interested in getting deep into understand what the next 10 to 20 years, what the next millennium is about, I would suggest you prepare yourself with metaphysical psychology.
I appreciate that.
Hey,
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Rich.
Yes, sir. Peace. All right, let's keep it moving, family. We got Empress Cindy. Empress, are you there? Empress Cindy, are you there?
Yes,
We got-
greetings. Blessed love. Greetings.
Peace.
Uh,
Okay.
Irie.
Thanks for having me on the show.
I can't hear you, brother. Is there any way you could talk louder?
Oh, give thanks for having me on the show. Sorry about that. I had a speaker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good thanks, Dr. Valentine. Long time and I wanted to connect with you, and this
Give
is the right
thanks.
opportunity. Give thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you know about the Lumi? In terms of the cryptocurrencies.
that you've been talking about. I
Hmm.
think there's one coming from Africa, someplace. I don't remember the country right now off the top of my head, but it's called Lumi. What do you know about
Ah, yes. Someone send me information on the Lumi, and I'm waiting for some kind of white paper on it. And until I see the white paper, I'm not moving anywhere towards anything that I don't understand, because I know that there are a lot of people who are out there trying to rip off people with scams, like FTX, for example. When FTX first came out, I was going to join into that and put some currency in there, and I was going to wait, but I did not see the white paper as anything that gave me the proper. It was too much, visceral information that didn't give me the idea of what was really going on. So I held off, and that made me make sure that I don't know who. If I don't know who they are, and they don't give me proper information that I recognize where my dollars are going, even though it's fiat dollars, it's still a way of dealing with, currency. So I would suggest that you check to see about the Lumi and to make sure that the white paper states that it is going to be incorporated into the banking system or into the system of communication that's going to be benefiting the system itself, not just one of these coins like these ridiculous stupid coins. They got over 25,000 of them out there. They're all going to be flushed down the toilet, and there's only going to be about 20 of them that's going to really be working. So if the Lumi is part of that, I'm going to look into it myself. I don't pretend to know everything, but I will definitely see what that's about, and if it does favorably gravitate to my consciousness, I will let you know, definitely.
that? Yes,
Indeed.
Honorable.
Thank you for the question, my brother.
Give thanks, beloved. Thank you for your time.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, we got two more people in the back.
Mhm.
Before we close out, let's get to Demarius. What's going on, my brother? Yeah, I can't hear you. It's somewhere there. Can't hear you, my brother. All right. Let me get to this other caller, Demarius. I'm not gonna hang up on you, and I'll come right back to you, my brother. And just troubleshoot. I'll come right back to you after this call. All right, we'll come right back to Demarius. We got 94 Legend. What's happening, brother?
Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
My question is about dreams. When I'm meditating, trying to meditate, when I'm reading books, I keep getting these visions of dreams that I've been having since I was a little child. I mean, it could be up to 30, 35 dreams at a time. I want to know why I can't just settle down and get these dreams out of my head and actually concentrate on what I'm trying to do. It happens
Okay.
every day. Every
Okay.
day. I
How
just want to know what it
these
is.
contents in the dream? Are there something you recognize that as an experience that you had as a child?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, they must have had some kind of indelible impact on you when you were that age, because they are ingrained in the chemistry of your memory. Remember, memory is nothing but a chemical recall. So until that chemical is diluted in some way by the fact that your attention does not give them the necessary fuel to keep strengthening them, you have to understand that memory is the recall of a particular mixing of chemistries that happened at the time that you experienced it. So what you're doing is, as you're going into meditation, that had such an indelible influence on you that every time you go to a place where you quiet, what is in your subconscious comes up and starts triggers a recall and a replay. You keep hitting the replay button. What
Right.
you need to do is, when it does happen, do not assign the type of attention that you would to the thought, because the more you assign your attention to that thought, the more you place your emotional impetus into that thought, the more strength you give to it, and it stays alive one more time, one more strength. What you need to do is to stop putting judgment into what you recall in your meditation. Because remember, every time you go into your meditation, you bring back a memory that you judged was something important to you. But if you stop judging that thing by saying, "Oh, that was very important at one time. Oh, I remember what I did. I heard. I skinned my knee." All of those things essentially give life to that thought. It nurtures from your attention. It feeds on your attention. So when you no longer put the importance of that thought as you're meditating, allow it. Sometimes when you resist it, you strengthen it. You have to allow it to happen. The more you allow it without placing any of your attention, that precious part of yourself, into that particular moment, the less it has its energy, the less it feeds. And the more you go into meditation and not give any value to that particular thought, the more it begins to dissipate and it comes back less and less and less until it disappears.
Okay. I'll see you guys Sunday. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
See you Sunday. Peace.
Yes,
Peace.
Shout out to that brother. Demarius, what's going on, brother?
Hello.
There you go. There you go, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but thank you for taking my call. Thank you for your patience. As an Andromedan starseed, what can you tell us about the history of Andromeda and their role in our planet's ascension, if they have any role at all?
Well, I would not listen to the Europeans who give you that information. I would go back to the Dogon and deal with the Ijiji and how they dealt with the stars. The stars are nothing more than hieroglyphics that essentially beam down particular information to you that aligns directly with specific synaptic regions in the brain. Andromeda is nothing more than the star system that is linked up in the brain. You have to understand that Andromeda is not a place. It's part of what the dome was written for. The hieroglyphics of the sky that we call Gemini, Taurus, Aquarius, Andromeda, Pleiades. They starts with an A. Went right over here. But what you're looking at essentially is what a human being, and inspired by what it is that they saw in the stars, and looking at what that particular position of that particular thing, like the Sirius star system, or actually, we got to stop calling it Sirius. We have to call it what the ancients called it, was Sopedet. Sopedet. That was what Sirius was to us. And what happens is when those particular hieroglyphics end up in the sky, certain things happen down here that we become conscious of, so that appearance now shows something that appears here to us. And if we see that there's a groundswell of water, as it does in the Nile, or there's a groundswell based upon waters that come and wash things over, all of it, we are looking at what it is that particular lesson plan that was given to us in that dome was supposed to give us the sight to be able to see not only what we see in nature, which is the mother that teaches, but what is the father within, the spirit. So the spirit and nature work together. And what you are perceiving in the avatar that you are is you are perceiving and feeding back to the universe through your unique vessel. You are taking in and contemplating on energies that others are actually participating in. And collectively, your consciousness is what's changing and reevaluating everything around you. These Europeans are looking for people who come from Pleiades. And if you look at these Europeans who are talking about being Pleiadians, they are pale ass white with long white hair. These people are creating their own mythos to give them a reality that they stole from everybody that had melanin on this planet. So I would say to you, and I did something in New York, I think Brother Rich and I think it was with Brother King Simon, where we did something talking about a UFO conference, where I showed who it was that these Europeans are actually dealing with. There was some white boy called Drunvalo Melchizedek, talking all kind of nonsense about who it is that St. Michael is and who everybody was these pale ass Europeans. You don't see anybody black in any of their realities. You see it in all of their cartoons. You see it in their superheroes. They're all taking from you. So whatever it is they're telling you about the Pleiades, seek out the ones who knew before they knew. Like they knew Sopadet before they knew Ceres. They didn't even know that Ceres had a 3-star, was a triune system until they went and visited the Dogon. So study your own eschatology when it comes to astrotheology, because that's what everything is. Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, all of that is what is under the rubric of something called astrotheology. We learned everything from the stars in the sky, which were the hieroglyphics, the first book of life. That's where we learned from. Within you, my beloved brother, passed on from your mother in your mitochondria, is the Alexandrian library. Seek the knowledge there while using some of the knowledge they may have interpreted, but don't take it from them. Remix it, realchemize it, and make it your own, because it was always your own.
Hey, I appreciate the question, my brother.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good night.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
All right, that was the last call we're gonna take, but we had one super chat. Shout out to Kansu for the super chat donation. I appreciate it. Kansu wants to know, Doc, on behalf of a new listener with me, they ask if God can do anything, why not just eradicate sin and give up his only son?
That's ridiculous when we start talking about giving up his only son. The only son that he's given us is the son above us. The son that is above us is the Son of God. That is the one that resurrects after December 21st, stays in the southern quadrant of our flatted earth for 3 days, and then rises when the so-called what is that, Virgo. When Virgo is rising on the third day, that's when we talk about the son being born of a virgin. Everything is based upon astrotheology. They anthropomorphized it and started putting white people to the information that was actually based upon forces that we understood. If the ancestors were to come back and see the way we took the knowledge that they put down in story form and we literalized it, they would have been laughing at us. They'd have told us we are fools, because everything in that Bible is supposed to be about science, not about no man named Moses, which they stole from the ancient Kemites. Moshe was the name of Tutankhamun's father. The word Moshe means helper of humanity. So all of what we're looking at, as far as if God can do anything, God can do everything. You are the God that can do anything. You're the better part of God. Have you ever watched God and actually express him and herself through the eruption of a volcano that kills 25,000 people? Is that the God you're talking about? No, we are the better part of God. We were created by that thing that seeks itself because it doesn't know itself. I know everybody's saying, oh, well, God is all-knowing. Yes, it is. God is all-knowing, and being all-knowing means you don't know a damn thing about yourself. You just are. You are the unknowable. And the way we tap into the unknowable is by us, the known, tapping into the unknown. And the unknown gives us little bare scratches of what the unknowable is about. So if God can do anything, you can do anything. How do you eradicate sin? You understand what sin is. Sin means ignorance. Sin means you act out of ignorance. You do not know. And the reason why you do not know is because God needed to not know itself. The reason why you exist is to come into knowledge of self so that the Creator will know itself. And I'm saying, oh, that's blasphemous. The Creator knows all. He sits upon a throne waiting for you to do the right thing so that you could be rewarded at the end. That's bullshit. You're talking like a little child. They're giving you fairy tales. They're giving you little things for you to play. And you know, Mary had a little lamb and 3 little pigs. That's what the Bible is trying to tell you. And even your Jesus Christ said his name was Lucifer. He only did it to you at the end, what they call the Revelations, which was actually called the initiation of the anointed Isis, which then became the Apocalypse, which then became the Revelations. And at the end, in chapter 22, verse 16, he said, I, Jesus. Read it. I'm the scion of David and the bright morning star. Whoa, Jesus is the morning star? Well, who else is the morning star? Lucifer. That's why the Vatican worships Lucifer. They don't worship Jesus. The Vatican worships Lucifer. And you all think that when the white man tells you hate Lucifer, do you hate Lucifer? because he warped everything that Lucifer represented? Lucifer was Venus. He's the bringer of the dawn. He's the star you see right before the sun comes up over the horizon. Everything you think you know about the reality of what you teach, preach, worship, everything has been twisted. You have no knowledge of what the reality is, and they're keeping that in what they call religion. They're relegating your brain to think outside of the science that your ancestors left you. The anthropomorphizing of gods with heads of dogs and animals and so forth, those were just ways to teach children. And that's the way that your boy, what's his name, who believes in evolution? Who was the dude who did with evolution?
Darwin.
Darwin. You know, Darwin's father was an Egyptologist, and he got the whole thing about evolution from dogs and animals and apes and so forth from all of the statuary that his father had in his studio. It's ridiculous that we are. This is the time of revelation. I'm going to leave you all with this. This is the time of revelation, family. Your religion is not going to mean anything, but they're going to put something else in its place. They're going to have you worshiping people like Beyonce and the rest of these creatures. They're going to have you worshiping a cult of personality when you should be looking within. Just because they have money means that they don't mean that they're greater than you are. Just because they have more notoriety over that system of Medea, where Medea was the goddess of illusions. That's why it's called the Medea. So you have to understand that your religions are not going to mean anything, though they're going to have a meaning, because everybody wants to fulfill this Armageddon crap that they're talking about. And who's doing the Armageddoning? It's all the people that want you to believe that everything that they know and everything that's in the Bible is coming true. That's because they wrote the script. The Bible is only about 700 years old, the one you're reading. And they had all this time to twist and turn and give you all kinds of meanings. It's good for people who've been sitting on crack or have fentanyl drugs and so forth to come to Jesus so that you can stop thinking about yourself that way. But and you start dealing with higher consciousness, like this brother is affording for you, when black magic comes on here, you're not talking from that particular perspective. He's bringing people on that's going to free you from all that nonsense that you're doing. You're looking into books to find yourself. Go within, know thyself, and come to school. Come to our university. Come to the webinars. Come to this brother's Patreon page. Stay away from churches. They don't mean a goddamn thing. You see what your boy, what's his name, dealing with P. Diddy.
TD Jakes?
Yeah, I'm the first one to call him TD Snakes 25 years ago.
I remember.
Now everybody calling him TD Snakes and Creflo Pimpadala. These people these are the demons that are keeping you trapped in a myth. Time to come out and understand what it is. Time to graduate. Time to come out and stop being super seniors in the consciousness realm. I'm ranting. I'm sorry, beloved. So for those of you brothers and sisters, if you want to start the process, come see us on Sunday. And if you want to get the process personally, one-to-one with me, to ask me the questions and to be able to know what's getting ready to come down, I advise you, or at least I recommend to you, to join our university.
Wow. Oh, what a show, Doc. High frequency conversation tonight. High level conversation, as 19 Keys would say. I want to thank everybody for listening, tuning in, Doc. You did a great job. I look forward to Sunday, Doc. Keep up the great, amazing work, my brother.
Thank you, beloved, and you do the same.
Yes, sir. Peace, my brother.
Peace and love.
Signing out, family. I'll be back tomorrow with a special guest. Stay tuned. But it's going to be a new guest, all right? See you tomorrow, family. Peace.